Alright, Internet, hello. Welcome back to Stasis, currently loading.
Is that
Did
water
we
or
miss
fire?
something?
No, this is,
This is
we
the load
stepped
screen.
into the zone for the next puzzle,
Oh.
and for some reason it has to load here.
Okay, it's water. And maybe fire soon.
Yeah, methane,
Yeah, with that
not a good
giant
sign.
methane tank.
What?
So anyway, there's some subtle, not so subtle Mario noises.
Yep, confirmed. Oh no.
Also, for some reason, another tank doesn't say methane.
What? You're right. Continuity error. We positively identified it as methane earlier. We get the idea. Okay. Drained it.
So yeah, second random Nintendo sound effect in this game.
Large drainage hole.
Seems legit.
Ah, here we go down the small drainage hole.
Eroded
So anyway,
elevator
we need
shaft.
to be able to get in this elevator shaft, but all we have is this giant tank of methane and this lighter.
It's explosive, right?
Highly.
Why would there be methane tanks under the crew quarters?
Kane doesn't care about safety. They're driven by profit.
What benefit
What?
does it serve?
Well,
Now we don't have to have a special methane room.
it means that they only have to send their sewer pipes down 20 feet,
You said it's been 3 months.
and then they
since all
process
this
it.
happened. Shouldn't there be a rescue mission on the way?
This is a deep space vessel. It can operate indefinitely. If it wasn't for the psychological effects of deep space travel, she wouldn't even need a new crew.
So nobody's looking for us.
No, and even if they were, there's no way for them to find us. 3 months is a long time adrift.
Great.
Although I mean, they are just orbiting Neptune.
Oh, they're orbiting Neptune?
Yeah.
I think this is the elevator to the annex.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's
We'll
in
see
the-
more of that. We'll see more of that as
It's just the shaft. I can't see an entrance.
Like, people could be looking at it right now from a telescope on Earth.
They probably wouldn't be able to distinguish it too well, but
Anyway, we need this pool cue to activate the lighter.
what? Right.
And
You
if,
put the
and if
lighter
you
on the end of
activate it, if you activate it from the bottom, you just die.
Okay, that one kind of makes sense.
There's that tinnitus.
Actually, they should totally be sending people. That's close enough for regular communication. Like, take a couple minutes, but, there's no reason not to be sending, communications back and forth every hour or so.
New spaceship, who dis?
It's here. I can get back up to the crew quarters.
Okay, so we're back here. What did we accomplish? We got,
We got a
pool
drill
cue.
and we got a hologram, a
Yeah.
lighter, and a pool cue.
Do we have the
Yeah,
lighter
so now
and
we get
pool
to
cue?
now. So we lost the lighter and the pool cue. They were both unfortunately exploded.
Great.
Yeah.
But we go to a room that we haven't seen before. That's just full of PDAs.
Oh no. All right. Batten down the hatches.
I cut his wrists.
Paul Hodgson.
All right, you want this one, James?
Sure. This whole shift change thing is kind of strange. Putting Ronald in security when he's obviously not equipped strikes me as irresponsible. Oh well, I'm sure I can compensate. A notice went out telling us to follow the new security guidelines this evening. I wonder what happened. It's only a few extra doors to lock as far as I'm concerned, easy enough.
Oh, great.
Food supplies are stalled and people are getting nervous. Someone's been distilling alcohol despite the fact that express authorization is required to even possess it. Ivan was describing the concept of moonshine to Ronald, and the guy asked how moonshine could exist if we're in a spaceship so far away from the moon. I swear to God, if aliens board the ship and pick us off, one by one or something, I want to see Ronald go first. I really want to do something about this alcohol situation. It's my duty to ensure that the Groom Lake's crew is secure and that important research isn't interfered with. At least I like to believe so. These clowns don't share the sentiment. The ass end of the ship just started exploding and jolted everything that wasn't bolted down. There's a goddamn pen stuck in the wall next to me. You can only imagine all the people injured right now but can't leave on account of lockdown. Lockdown or not, stay Station B is fucked, so getting to medical isn't happening. Someone suggested that we could use the specimen transport track, but that's shady as all hell.
So keep that thing about the specimen track in mind.
There's no leaving the security center now. Staring at Ronald's lifeless body is a fucking superior alternative to being ripped apart by whatever's outside. I hear screams, distant and muffled. Silence. 24 hours of silence. Not a scream, not a footstep. Still not a word from Ivan. The guy looked away from the atmosphere control room just before Ronald pulled the plug. I got bored and read Ronald's file. He had a lot of stuff running really deep. Maybe he wasn't ignorant after all. That's it for the water. Ivan refused to drink anything but moonshine. I tried my best to get him to have water. Stubborn bastard wouldn't hear it. He hasn't moved in a while. That guy seemed sensible. Serato.
This new guy Anderson's really something. 5 minutes in the door and he's already asking us what all the computers do. I like it. He's inquisitive, just like my boy back home. I'm glad he got put here in the shift change, but I'm disappointed that neither of these two are ladies. I could use some female company. Okay, maybe Anderson's a little more confused than inquisitive, but his heart's in the right place. I can respect that, but Sarge? How in the hell did this boy get Sarge from Serato? Food's not coming for a while. Fortunately, someone's been making moonshine. It's not the White Oak whiskey from back home, but you don't come across much liquor in space. Looks like I'll be moderating the supply. I'll just try to arrest someone, prick. Rations are in. Good thing, too. The liquor wasn't keeping the crew at bay like it used to. The entire ship smells like shit. It's always been bad, but it gets worse every day. It's even a different kind of shit every once in a while. Beyond me. Groom Lake's on lockdown. Tremors, power outages, and several injured. Some guys left 3 days ago to repair a tram station. Haven't heard from them since. I can only fear the worst, and I don't want to wait to figure out what's been going on around here. Paul and I have agreed on a solution, but Anderson isn't grasping it. I don't expect him to. I knew Anderson would have trouble coping. I knew he wouldn't understand. At least he went easier than we will.
Ooh.
He saw so much in his short life. There just wasn't room for more. He'll never have a funeral. No one back home's going to think of him and wonder what happened. I think Paul and I are the only people on the ship who knew him by name. Maybe that Samantha girl he was talking about still remembers him? Her dog could be named after him, or maybe he picked her a flower and she tucked it into a book. I never did read much, but right now I'd love to be reading a book. Poe would work. He's the only author I know by name. I haven't talked to Paul. He thinks I'm drinking, but I'm too preoccupied with Anderson for this. I figure I'm writing this for a reason. What if no one ever reads it? What if the ship just drifts to the edge of the universe dead and empty?
I wish.
If you exist, if you somehow stumble upon this, remember Anderson for me. He reminds me so much of how my son used to be. If you don't do it, nobody will. I don't beg. I never beg. But if you're a decent human, you'll know why you have to. Remember Anderson. Barely awake, typing's an effort. Moonshine is not water. Launched in that last word.
So if we look at the security cameras, we can see that the area for Tram B is full of gas.
God, it's poison and radioactive.
Yeah, it's everything. Also, there's the bucket of mud, which for some reason I didn't realize before had a mu symbol. But yeah, so this whole area is full of gas. Oh, right, there's a computer terminal. Is there logs in that? No. Oh, yep, no, there are.
Oh, God.
Alcohol is being manufactured and distributed port. The Groom Lake security is opted to take an approach of non-intervention. Its effect on morale will likely prevent theft and potential riots associated with the limited rations. However, security will regularly confiscate quantities of alcohol to moderate the supply.
Yeah, to moderate the supply.
Rations have arrived and are being distributed. Very few reported incidents or evidential cases of theft. This can be attributed to the morale increase speculated as a result of the distribution of alcohol.
Suggested action vigorously paddoing back.
Samantha received for transport to Laboratory 18. The specimen from the cloning vats is contained in an iron lung. Specimen needs to be arranged quickly. Specimen is scraping against the inside of the containment unit. Tremors have been struck the Groom Lake. Power outages and severe injuries have been reported. Lockdown is in effect. 4 crew members have been reported missing while attempting to restore a tram station working order to prevent further loss or injury. The corridor has been sealed and flooded with highly corrosive gas.
What the fuck?
Highly
it was in
corrosive.
the handbook and everything.
So anyway, we can't get into atmosphere control without activating a motion tracker.
Damn.
I need to figure something out there.
Good thing we got this holographic stripper.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
I'm waiting for a monster to tear down the door anyway. Oh, that's so hot.
Don't ask me why we have to activate the motion tracker from this, like, terminal.
It's to ensure that there must always be 2 security guards to open life support.
I guess.
I can understand why they had all the.
Not like it's important or anything.
Anyway, here's another PDA.
On it. I bet it's Anderson.
He's got movie tickets.
Not anymore, he
Oh,
doesn't.
wait, those are stripper tickets.
Oh, yep. Is this it? Could this really be my golden opportunity? I've been transferred to security with a guy named Paul and some other guy whose name I don't quite remember. It's not kind of like Sarge, so I'm gonna call him Sarge. Either way, I'm glad. Maybe I'll finally make real friends. Paul is mean, but Sarge is okay. It looks like food supplies aren't coming in anytime soon. People seem upset, but there's a lot of alcohol around. I don't drink much because my dad used to, and it got scary sometimes. Sarge is still nice when he's drunk, though, even though he said I'd make a pretty girl. We got a mystery package from the cloning vats today. I was even allowed to type the terminal entry. It's supposed to go to Lab 18. Sarge says we're going to put it in a medical storage bay for now, though it really makes really scary noises. It's named Samantha. I liked a girl named Samantha once, but then this guy Anthony that was stalking her and then she moved away. Paul just read that over my shoulder and reminded me that PDAs are for work-related logs only. I don't like Paul. Sarge said I can type whatever I want. The whole ship just shook a lot. Power's out everywhere. Everything's locked down, but we can get through some of it because we're security. I hope nobody got hurt when things were flying around in here.
Good old Ronald.
People are trying to get to Tram Station B to work because A is closed. I think we killed some people today. Sarge is angry. He's beating on the window. I'm so confused.
Attention. Atmosphere vented in tram station.
Okay, so you vented the poisonous, radioactive, corrosive gas.
The death gas.
And you've replaced it with...
Vacuum. Hard
Air.
vacuum.
Anyway, if you look at the security cameras... There we go. Hey, now there's no more toxic. So we can go through that door.
Can you pick up the holo stripper?
No.
No,
Holo
why
stripper
wouldn't
is non-transferable.
No way we could have another use for that anywhere.
No.
Like
Nope,
monsters.
still can't around that drill, though.
Like monsters.
Do you think a monster's gonna be confused by that?
For a second.
That's a stupid thing to think. Why would you ever think that?
Oh no, I wish I had that stripper.
I think you can open this door without venting the gas and then you just die.
Well, yeah.
Makes sense.
Found her. Your daughter is in the medical bay.
Sick.
Alright,
I thought we
let's
weren't
do this.
getting to the medical bay.
Nope. Remember those like couple of logs we read about people using the cargo
Specimen tubes.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get in a specimen box and shunt ourselves through the postal service. It's just like Space Station 13.
Kind of, except like
Specimen
more
transport.
obtuse.
More
It just-
obtuse.
Man, I remember I always used to turn off the cargo thing in the Space Station 13 cargo room. And then I
So-
regularly get calls from people who shove themselves down the trash.
So in Space Station 13 you just like tag something and throw it on the thing, and this one we have a
Limb regeneration.
What?
We have to make
Yeah.
a code?
What?
yes.
It's somehow even less secure than, CAPTCHA, QR.
Yeah, but
It's-
it does fulfill. This is a thing that I remember Jim Crawford talked about in his
Kitchen knife.
in his preserving mystery in video games thing.
Ooh, I remember
that this is a
Project
classic puzzle trick, and that nobody can look up how to solve your puzzle if you don't write it in like letters or commonly used symbols.
Wiggly bit,
Ah.
tall one,
Project
bottom one,
Seed.
swirly. S-bit.
Oh, nothing, just reading out loud.
So I ended up solving these by I just took pictures of all of these on my phone.
Ah, good call.
This one was for hydroponics.
Reeking green mold.
Delicious. Skull and crossbones.
Used to
Medical bay. This is it.
was used to transport dangerous cargo.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Cargo. People on cargo, Matt.
We are cargo now.
I guess
glad
not
it's in-
as bad as I thought, with
Yeah,
just
I'm-
3.
I'm glad it's in 3 spots and not 5, yeah. Or 7. Or 12.
Oh, don't worry. We'll have a big code later.
Damn it!
It's an adventure game after all.
Damn it!
Just, I get that, you make concessions to video game logic, but what possible purpose could this serve for actual security?
How about,
could this-
135?
We need arbitrary visual codes.
I'm gonna say both.
Also, the specimen box was totally empty.
Ooh. Full motion video.
Yeah, we haven't had any of that in a while. In fact, I don't think. No, we the last time we had it was when the tram crashed, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the one. And that thing in the bottom
Quantum
left?
devices are not permitted in specimen storage. Quarantine procedures initiated. Quantum storage device reset.
So anyway, they just purged our inventory.
But, no, the drill!
I guess Hollow Stripper's gonna be there dancing for the security guys forever.
Looks like the medical facilities. I think I'm on the right track.
Yeah, you're on the medical bay level 1.
Yeah.
Your daughter is 4 decks below.
I'd love to play a game where you just sort of walk around behind the guy who did the adventure puzzles.
Like Viscera cleanup detail, but
Yeah, but for adventure puzzles.
in most games you wouldn't be able to do anything though, because like you end up breaking the room to get out.
And that'd be
So,
a thing.
Enos?
Thinking even more laterally.
This is strange. I'm not reading any PDTs in your area. They should remain active. Even on the
I'm trying to look real close to read that vending machine, but I got nothing.
It says Jukka Cola.
Oh yeah, Jukka Cola.
Dr. Milan.
I only know that because it starts screaming Jukka Cola whenever you get close to it.
I'm trying to make out the resolution on Malin's face. Does he have a soul patch, or is his mouth open like an ah?
I think it's a soul patch and lighting.
And is he just frowning that hard?
He's got a full beard.
Yeah. Finally, does he have that little underlip bit, or is that him going ah?
It looks like his mouth is open a little bit.
Oh god.
Anyway, I have to click very carefully in this area because those guns have a huge field of vision.
Are you still there?
Knew my name. Could he help us?
John, this is happening because of him. He did all of this.
This is all too much for me, Tia. I'm just a school teacher.
I can promise you that I want to find your family.
I'm just a
as much
school
as you
teacher,
do.
Clementine.
We're in this together.
Oh my god.
Indentation in the floor.
We can figure this out. We're urban.
So yeah, I'm gonna be like clicking with like surgical precision here because if I just tell him to go somewhere, he will walk in front of the guns and die.
Where are the guns? Are they suspended from the ceiling?
No, they pop out of the floor.
Okay, I guess there's not a whole lot of meaningful difference there.
There is some, because that's gonna be important to the second solution.
Oh, brilliant. You're gonna move it on top of the turret?
Not exactly.
Oh.
Never liked Jukka Cola.
It's actually not that hard to move a vending machine.
Yeah, he's got to spin it more than he is.
Yeah, you
What?
What?
Hold on.
Yeah, whoever designed the security system was not familiar with the concept of crossfire.
No, did you notice that he was still sort of horizontal pushing the vending machine after it fell over for about 4 seconds?
Yeah, the animations also don't line up well.
Who exposed this
Anyway, who
duct?
wants to read? I guess I'll read this next PDA.
Oh, there's a
gun?
PDA on that gun.
No, there's a PDA and the dead guy who was holding the gun. Also, for some reason, his gun got like 18 feet away from him.
On the body, too.
Bryson.
He's pretty bloodied up.
You notice this also has notices and emails. More power outages today. Damn it. I thought they had a lid on that. People have been way crankier than usual. One of my boys broke down today, shaking and scratching like he was suffering withdrawal or something. I checked with the nurses who examined him. It seems like there was some sort of drug in his system. He swore blind he wasn't dirty and he hadn't been taking anything, but they're already preparing a tribunal for the poor guy. Thing is, I believe him. Everybody's been acting a bit peculiar lately. What happened to my beautiful ship? This crap is growing up on the spine of this baby like a cancer. I keep mailing Dr. Milan about this, but he hasn't responded to any of my messages. I know he's reading them, because I get more of those stooges from hydroponics down to collect samples whenever I send more than a few words his way. I managed to counter his assistant the other day, demanded I know when we're getting our share of the rations. She looked at me like she hadn't slept in a week and said, soon. None of us are sleeping properly. I try to greet each day with a smile, but the wrenches are getting panicky, if not mutinous. I spend my time breaking up fights instead of maintaining the engines. I was thinking about taking a group down the engine ports and torching that shit off the hull, but I'm worried it's too late for that now. No more engineers, no more hope. When you take those things away, you got nothing left. I'm dictating this wedged under the main security terminal. I don't think any of those things will hear me, but the rest of the survivors are holed up in bulkheads, but nobody was willing to risk leading until they had some sort of protection. I pointed out we'd all either starve or die anyway, so they voted overwhelmingly for me to get out and get help. So I came down here to one of the maintenance tunnels and programmed the security terminal to mark any individuals with their PDTs still implanted as hostiles. That should get at least the turrets on our side. Not sure it'll work, but it's all I could do. I'm alone now. Hell, I'm used to it. Never met the right girl and all that. Pretty sure I heard the Lotus screaming, you know. They're all dead now. Can't tell for sure. You can hear those things peeling panels off the floor and walls like they were paper, and I'll be damned if they find me cowering under the floor like that. Guy Fawkes jumped with a noose around his neck as he was going to be executed. Did you know that? They were going to half strangle him and then rip him to pieces, but he cheated the executioners, breaking his own neck before they could carry on torturing him. I'm going to do likewise. Got a gun for my own protection, see? Only got one bullet left. Doesn't matter. I'm only going to need one.
Huh.
I wish when you looked at that body, just said, he has been shot in the leg.
For those of you still able to receive messages on the intranet, you'll know now that the creatures are using our PDTs to proceed through security checkpoints. To prevent this, I've decided that each in turn you'll proceed under armed guard to this primary surgery pod where your PDTs will be removed. Once this is done, we'll reprogram the security protocol so they target all creatures that still possess these tags. Do not answer the doors to your quarters unless given the designated password. Today that word is Aegis.
So what I'm reading there is, yeah, finish this up.
This is how it is. The unidentified substance is still spreading. Fouled up engine ports D through G, and after confab with the drive engineers, I can tell you it's going to have a detrimental effect on the engincy and speed of the engines. The long and short of it is, this ship is seriously slowing down. The only thing accelerating is the speed of the fungal growth. Its origin's unknown, and we're narrowing it down. This is a crisis situation. Use the hardest stuff you can to remove from the fixtures and drive plates without actually endangering the integrity of the drive course. Good luck, guys. Steve Dreisen, Chief Systems Engineer.
So the plan I'm reading there is, so the creatures can go through the doors. We're gonna make it so that you can't, and then we'll begin work on a solution.
Well, then they're just going to reverse the doors so that they open for everybody who doesn't have a tag. It's not like the creatures can stop carrying tags around. I guess the implication is that they're all mutated from people, so they all have them, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, I think the thing... So we learned from the last thing that they're skinning people, and we learned from this that they have the PDTs.
Did we just get injured?
No,
No,
we're just,
he's just
it's
crawling
just,
around.
Yeah, we're crawling in a vent that is poorly explained in how small it is.
Anyway, gun B, which is the still functioning gun, has unshielded cable.
Ah.
That's weird.
Anyway, we got this can of soda.
I don't know if that's a,
Bullshit! Bullshit, you should have had...
I know this is
you should have had another
relevant.
poll on what we use the cola for. I actually probably would have said we'll use the short out some electronic bullshit.
There wasn't enough time.
So is it relevant that it said maintenance was overdue 295 days?
No, it's just another joke. I think.
It depends on when, like, how often those maintenance things are needed.
Because the implication I got was that bad stuff started happening in like September, and then
One override.
went really bad by December.
Shit, John. The
Also, why
security
is this
systems
botanist so
embedded were
evil?
inaccessible. It's
I hate it.
locally reset. I can't access
What, she just wants to
anything.
find our wife.
Think of something.
Yeah, she really. Trust me, I want to find your family as much as you do. That's a really worrying thing to say to the father of a family.
To be fair, it's hard to have a British character and not have him end up evil.
Yeah.
Also, fortunately, this gun can be fired manually.
Yeah, I minigun time.
Oh, yeah.
It's busted. We broke it. Look, it's electrical now.
Wow.
Also, it said the gun A was running out of bullets, so
Yeah. So
that's reason B of why we don't carry it around.
now we
Hey,
got a
this
pistol with
is
no
a-
bullets.
This area's been witness to carnage. You know what I'm talking
we're
about.
gonna see a lot of it. We're also gonna read a lot more. But next time